than I thought it was going to be. So I think we came back still.
Well, you know what? That's good.
So we go back a little bit where we want it. Then
look, Hollywood Matrimony is live.
Look at this new look. Where's my cell phone now? It's in the living room.
I have no
I need
idea.
it. I'll be back.
Okay, I'm moving.
You talk to the people.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of Hollywood Matrimony Live. We are getting situated. I don't like how this looks at all. I need to move my camera up because you are seeing way too much, and I don't like it when you can potentially see my feet. So please excuse me while I move up because
You can't leave nobody on camera.
okay.
The heck, man?
Can you see my camera and your camera?
No.
Are you
Sorry,
sure?
everyone. Someone is very unprofessional. I'll leave her alone for 5 seconds.
I don't know why you can see so much on my side, and I don't like that.
Well,
That's better. It was just too close. I think we're still too close and we're crooked. I can't handle this. In case you can't notice, we've moved our studio around. We're facing a completely different direction, trying to get all the cameras reset.
You want to log off and log back in?
No, we are going to just keep on going because that is the high quality of this show.
Because
We
mine
just keep
technically
on
should
going.
probably move over this way.
Can
just
you
a tad
see
too,
anything?
but I see you.
No, can you see my camera and your
No,
camera?
not at all.
Can you see it now?
I can't see you because you're over there. Sorry. With all the different movings, then my camera wasn't acting right. It's going to eventually be raised up a little bit, so you won't see the laptop as much next time. Technically a little bit, but not much. It doesn't matter. That's fine right there. Didn't even change that much, but that's okay. Serves its purpose.
We're crooked. Or the banner's crooked.
Hold on. We're
You know
sorry.
what? I don't
We're
even
sorry.
care.
Just leave it.
How about that?
Sorry.
How about that?
This was a last minute changes we were doing.
I'm just going to sit here and eat my chips and be happy. Welcome to this week's episode of Hollywood Matrimony.
Welcome to this
Live.
week's episode of Crappy Shows.
I'm just going to look in
Yours
the
doesn't
middle.
look bad over there.
I'm going to look in the middle of the two cameras and just be happy with what's happening. Let me mute myself. Make sure you check out our website, HollywoodMatrimony.com, which you all see on the banner. We are live right now on Facebook and Instagram. Not Facebook and Instagram. Facebook and the YouTube. Being foolish on the internet, and that's okay. You can also find us on Instagram and Twitter. And I don't know where to look because the cameras are far away, so I'm just going to look right here in the middle.
So the whole reason of the change of the setup is like, you may be like, why are we changing so you don't see the videos? Because obviously being a movie show, it makes more sense. But we were kind of restructuring the room for more effective for life. And in turn, building kind of more of a studio function to have a better setup so that you can't see the whole thing, but now you see, like, we used to be facing this way. So that's why the movies are this way and this way. So they're on the opposite side of the room now. So giving y'all like an inside look.
Well, I can show everyone on my camera. We can do like a little...
Well, I know, but they've seen it from the other shows. But we were trying to fix it to where it was more of a straightforward display. I think we're going to get a bigger banner to cover the entire window.
Yeah.
Because nobody uses this room for anything other than the studio and our movie. So literally, we
but
walk
just
in here.
in case someone did need to spend the night, we can pull this out
This turns
easily,
into
lay
bed.
it down.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
there's not a TV or anything in here, but we wanted to set it up to have more of a studio style. And someone may be starting their own podcast with another person soon.
I need
So we
space.
kind of want to make sure we set it up. And so we were trying to maximize efficiency for the room because the room was very crowded.
It was. It was hard to get around in here. Like, you had to climb over things.
Yeah,
Freddie's hand would poke you.
Yeah, just the daily moving. So like we're still going to have to readjust this so we can get the even side of the cameras. I have a thing that we're going to mount on the movie shelf that the camera can actually sit on and be taken down while we're not doing the show.
Yep.
And the banner's now no longer on the movie shelf, so we don't have to dig under the banner, climb behind the couch. So it's for maximum efficiency. And I think this looks kind of a little bit better because it's got a little funny stuff and nerdy stuff around us. And we got the wall, so we can lean stuff back. So Beavis and Butthead can now actually sit against the wall like this. We haven't fixed it yet. His pants are off. Girl, this is a porn now.
This is just not a
Sorry, this is not the kind of show we're doing. And Butthead just fell over out of disgust.
It is now the kind of show we're doing.
Anyway, so that is the long. Oh, his pants are down too. These guys are just nasty.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for sticking with us. You know we don't know what we're doing.
Anyway.
We've got no budget. We got no sponsors.
And they fell again.
It's
Whatever.
okay.
Well, I'll pin them up somehow.
It'll be fine.
All right, so I don't think people are here to hear about our furniture moving business.
Yeah,
They're here to talk about movies. So what are we going to talk about today, sister?
Man, we have so much.
We actually, and everything, for the most part, everything we're talking about, we both saw for once.
We both saw it together.
Doesn't happen often, but every so often.
Forever together.
So what would you like to start, ma'am?
I'm going to start down from the bottom and work my way up. We're going to start with the movie that stars Papa Winchester. What's his real name? Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Jeffrey Dean the Morgan.
And it's called The Postcard Killings. There you go.
This movie right here.
Right here. There you go.
Can you see it on your side over there?
I can't see it on my side.
Because we simulcast, so we're on the YouTube
the Postcard
and the Facebook.
Killings.
Postcard Killings.
There you go.
All right.
Okay.
I think I can now do this. Now that's the other upside. It's because before we couldn't see this on the YouTube channel. Now I can leave it sitting here.
So fancy.
Well, let me move the computer a little bit.
Okay.
No, I like it. Actually, no, I'll use that to kind of pin it so it stays up.
Okay, the
All right.
Postcard Killing. So basically, it's obviously a movie about a serial killer.
What?
And Jeffrey Dean Morgan is trying to find out who it is. But unbeknownst to us, the gentle viewer, as the movie starts, he's actually kind of involved in it, very deeply involved. So personally involved. So it becomes a little cat and mouse game. And the interesting thing is I felt like I was figuring it out. And I was like, man, that makes it too easy.
Yeah, my problem with the movie wasn't bad. Very slow.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of on purpose slow. Some of it was
deliberate.
Some of it was necessary.
Pacing.
Some of it could have been edited and chopped up a little bit. Which doesn't say much since it's only like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
I'm doing my old man glasses.
Old man glasses.
But yeah, we figured out every aspect as it moved forward way before they wanted to know, because it wasn't one of those where they were saying
look up.
well, like some movies they'll show you the ideas because they want you to know. They're not trying to surprise you because it needs to feed the story. This one was clearly trying to make you believe one thing. You know, we both looked at each other in this one scene and we were like, well, it's going to be them or it's going to be that person.
Yeah.
And sure enough, it was. Then there was a nice twist where we thought we were wrong for a second. We're like, no, they're going to go right back to the cliche thing. And they did. And that's the problem is the movie, while a good thriller, easy to figure out, very predictable and kind of cliche.
And, you know, they always try to delve into, I wonder why they're like this, you know, because they always want to try to figure out why is a serial killer the way they are. And they reveal kind of why it happened. But then at the end, there's a twist to it. So then you're kind of left like, well, that was dumb. So unfortunately, it was that kind of ending. He's really good in it. I love Papa Winchester.
He is. He's good in the movie. And the movie's not bad by any means. It's a decent little thriller. It had potential to be such a great twist.
Yeah. But
just the way they delivered it, it was so predictable. And who knows? Maybe it's just us. Maybe we're geniuses.
Maybe we just figured it out too.
Now there are some people that don't pay close enough attention and won't even think about it, and then that's how that's the audience I think they pander to. But if you're somebody that really pays attention, like you should when you watch
movies for a living.
Yeah, but if you really pay attention to any movie like you're supposed to, it's not that hard to figure this one out.
Yeah, I mean, because we know some people like what's her name was one that always got me. You know who.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, that movie was just done with blue people. I'm like, no, it was actually about the whatever you want to call them, the conquistadori, the Americans, the whatever you want to call the Anglo-Saxon white people taking over and decimating Native American lands. It actually had a meaning. It wasn't just blue people. So don't be that person.
Yeah, they were like dragon things too.
Yeah, it's like, come on now. Don't be that person. Actually think when you're watching a movie, because sometimes it has a deeper meaning.
The problem, I'm now distracted looking at my movies.
Oh, Lord, have mercy. Oh, my gosh. Slimer's up there. We have a lot of cool stuff, Slimer.
Oh, yeah. Did you not know that?
Yeah, I did, but I don't ever see him. So now, try not to get distracted. We have like wall-to-wall movies, and you just don't see it.
Guy looking down upon you now.
So, anyways, if you check it out, you can. Where can we find this movie?
I believe it comes out this week. I believe, or maybe it was last week. I don't remember. No, it was last week. It's on Blu-ray and DVD now, so you can probably get it anywhere you want.
You might find it on the line.
Yeah.
So, The Postcard Killing, starring Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
It's available now.
Check. 1, 2.
All right. What's next, sister?
Next on our
list.
list.
We have a few Netflix movies this time.
We're going to be talking about this one.
You want to talk about that one first? We have 3 Netflix movies.
Oh my gosh.
Because remember, we also have the Terry Crews movie.
Yeah, so we'll do one, then we'll do
Terry Crews movie. We'll replace that one that we didn't get to watch.
Yes.
So we have the animated movie, and then we have 3 Netflix movies. Which one do you want to talk about?
Well, we're gonna go this way.
That way? Okay.
Yeah.
So the next one is a comedy that I had been wanting to watch, and it's been on there, I think, a couple of weeks now. Or maybe it hit this week. She had no interest in watching it initially.
Not at all.
And it came down
all.
to, we were like, look, there's nothing else to watch. You want to watch it for the show? If not, I'm going to watch it tomorrow.
I mean,
like,
and that's the reason I watch most things is for the show. I watch it for you people.
She's actually seen a lot of things that she really liked, but would never would have watched.
Yeah, that's true. Because your thing is like, it's for the show. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that got me to suck her back into the horror flicks, because she used to love horror films, then she got away from them, and now she's kind of back into them again, give or take. There's a few she still won't watch, but as a whole, I've kind of brought her back in, and the show is the catalyst for everything. And I'm like, well, honey, you're a movie person. You got to watch this.
I got to watch it.
So, but anyway, this movie is I'm a huge fan of David Spade. I have been for years. I love his dry humor. I love his awkwardness. I love his comedy outside of his movies. Not all of his movies are great, obviously, but I like that whole Adam Sandler group.
Yeah.
It's always David Spade, Rob Schneider. A lot of times Steve Buscemi shows up, Nick Swartzen. There's that whole, and then there's all those little random people that show up to every one of their movies. And it's always a different one of who's the star of it. So David Spade has done a few of them. And I like David Spade the best when he plays the straight man. Yeah. Like in Tommy Boy and Black Sheep, to Chris Farley. Chris Farley's the crazy, insane guy. And this movie very much reminded me of Tommy Boy kind of thing, where David Spade's kind of the straight man, and Laura Lupkus, who plays Missy, she's the crazy person.
Well, you didn't even tell us what we're watching.
I know, I'm getting there. So come on, it's called Build Up, Sister.
Okay,
so anyway, the movie is called, since someone messed up my setup, the movie is called The Wrong Missy. It is the most ridiculous premise, but works to perfection.
But I bet this could really happen if you.
My problem with it is where I think I wrote it in the review it's like, it's a ridiculous premise that could have easily been solved. Been like, no.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going. Essentially what happens is David Spade. The movie starts when he goes on a bad date with this wacko. Yeah. Right. And then months later, he goes on a different date with somebody else, or not a date, but he meets somebody. And it's I forgot who is the model.
It's a model.
Molly
lady.
Sims.
I think right? So.
Anyways, I believe it's Molly Sims. But anyway, a model person, they have a lot in common. They kind of really dig each other. Then they have to go separate ways. Molly Sims. So then they plan to get together again at some point. So he decides to invite her to this work trip in Hawaii. Mm-hmm. Right. They both happen to have the same name or version of the same name. Yeah. And so he texts them, and he waits on the plane, does it because she didn't respond, doesn't know if she's coming or said she was coming. Mm-hmm. He's on the plane, he's got his flowers, and the crazy one version shows up because he texted the wrong woman.
He texted the wrong person. First of all, you need to make sure.
Never hit send until you make sure what you're sending.
Well, and if it's someone you don't want to talk to again, you need to delete that number or put do not answer. Yep. Do something, because you don't want that to happen to you. So the crazy lady shows up, and then madness ensues.
And of course, there is a lot of predictability to this film of where it's going to go. Yeah. We kind of know in these kind of movies,
assume.
Where it's going to happen, whatever, and it goes there. But the insanity that happens in between is what makes this movie so fun. She is a comical genius.
She's funny.
She is hilarious. I've already been a fan of hers anyway.
She's funny because she'll just do anything.
She's great comedic timing. She's got good physical comedy. Mm-hmm. She doesn't take herself super serious, so she's all in. She seems like she'll do pretty much anything. Yeah. Which is what makes her so funny. She's got a look about her where she's pretty, but also kind of gelfling looking. Yeah. So it's a face, it's a Mr. Bean type face. It works great for comedy. Yeah. But I've seen pictures of her, and she can be pretty. She's not like Molly Sims, supermodel type pretty, but average girl pretty. But anyway, but you didn't want to watch this movie.
No, because it looked dumb, and I was like, this is going to be so dumb.
And it is dumb.
It is.
But
it was funny. It was really funny.
There were a lot of laugh out loud moments.
Yeah. She was really funny, and I think she uses all of her look and everything to her advantage in this, because she doesn't take herself seriously, but also she doesn't care. Yeah. I mean, I think that, to me, like we talked about last week with Beanie, in that other movie, what was that movie?
How to Make a Girl.
Yes. I think that's the thing. I think it's like confidence
The
level.
confidence, yeah.
I mean, if you
Confidence makes you sexy too.
yes, if you are hot in your head, you are hot. Sometimes maybe not, but most often than not,
No, but you
it
like.
can make you.
Look, I would much rather be with somebody with confidence than someone that has a lot of self-confidence issues, things like that.
That drags you
Not
down.
only is that emotionally draining, but then you're constantly feel the need to try to build them up,
Yeah.
and then you look like you're trying to carry somebody, or sometimes you say the wrong thing. It's like, but you also got to watch if they got too much confidence, they get turn into the bitch side.
Yeah.
So there's that balance,
It
and,
needs to be balanced.
she's just confident in her ability as a comedian. She's
Mhm.
confident as an actress. She's confident in her, and it shows. And I think they have great chemistry,
They did.
whether it's the awkward chemistry or the friendship style chemistry. All of it worked.
Yeah.
Now, it's not a movie for everybody. Some people will be annoyed by the movie.
Yeah. That's what I was worried about. I'm like, this is going to be the most annoying, dumb thing because she's just going to do so many things to annoy me. And she did, but it was funny.
Yeah. And there's a couple of ongoing jokes that had me laughing. She does this one with her tongue where she does this character that starts off in a bathtub. The one she goes,
Yeah, well, she was possessed by whatever.
Yeah, and
She's
it's
evil, whatever.
It's subtle, but it's just stupid. But it's something dumb, like it made me really think like when you're in your bathtub by yourself and you're just in a weird mood and you do something stupid like when you were a kid.
Yeah.
Like whether you put bubbles on your face and you're like, ah.
Yeah.
It was that kind of dumb. But she does it throughout the movie, even not in the bathtub. She
Yeah.
does something, she's like, ah. And then it turns into a thing where David Spade tries to do it, and
And he's like, it
he
doesn't
can't
work.
do it, and it's even funnier because he can't.
Yeah. It just doesn't work for him. My favorite thing about her character is she's certified in so many. She's like certified
Yeah, she's
CPR. She's like, I'm a certified life coach.
She is. And
I'm a
everything.
certified physical therapist. I'm a certified massage therapist. I mean, she's like certified in every single thing. He's like, no, you're not. She's like, yes, I am.
And then at the end, you find out a lot of the stuff she says that you just think is crazy is true.
It's true. I think the only thing she couldn't do was like marry someone, but she was certified in everything.
Yeah.
I loved it. So
It was really funny. And if you're worried, because I know the Happy Madison production movies are very hit and miss these days. Happy Madison is the Adam Sandler production company. And he was genius. He signed a multi-million-dollar deal with Netflix,
Yep.
shoving all of these movies. So now Rob Schneider, David Spade, Adam Sandler, all of them have their own movies network officially. But it's a really funny, stupid comedy.
it is.
And it's not one. My biggest fear about this kind of movie was all the funny jokes were in the trailer, and you didn't see the trailer, I don't think, did you?
I might have seen it
or
once,
part of it.
but yeah.
So I was worried, but it wasn't. There's so many more on top of it, and the jokes that are in the trailer are still funny when you watch it
It
in the
is
movie.
funny. Yeah, it's actually funny.
So it was, and it's one I would watch again. I think it's funny. Again, it's stupid, very stupid.
And it's a little predictable.
And
I
it's
mean, we know where
ridiculous.
it's going.
Yeah, and it's
but-
ridiculous. Like what, And I think the only thing that I got annoyed about it was like, why is any of this happening? All you have to do is just say stay home.
Yeah, like no.
No, but that's kind of the point. Is the awkwardness of David Spade's character? Like I don't know what to say. I don't know.
And I'd be like, no.
Yeah, and that is the confidence thing. She's the confident. He's not so much confident.
Yeah.
And so it balances everything. So
It was good. Check it out. Wrong Missy. It's on Netflix.
One of the things I find, and this is a real life thing that I find hilarious about David Spade, is he always plays these characters that struggle with women, and makes it really unbelievable that like some hot model would be in him.
Yeah.
But in real life, he's like a full-on player.
He's a
Like
player.
he's constantly with some hot chick. He's always racked up these supermodel style ladies, and it's just complete polar opposite of real life and what he becomes on screen. Yeah. And you can say it's his fame or his comedy or whatever, but I think it's the money. I think it's his humor, and
it's the money.
And I think he's one of those. I think he's also one of those confident people that he is who he is, and he doesn't give two craps what you think about him.
Yeah,
and that's why.
Well, I think it's the money because
I'm sure money is in there, but I'm saying, but you know how it is when you go to somebody and they don't give two craps about you, people tend to be more interested in you. When he's like whatever, then you're like no, pay attention to me, and I think that's where everything's going. So anyway.
Yeah, that's why people try to get me to pay attention because I don't give a crap.
Is that why?
Yeah, no, that happens a lot.
Except when she met me, I'm like, "What's up?" And she's like, "Hello."
Well,
she fell to my feet. I'm like, "No thanks."
That's different, boo.
You brown.
Crazy. Anyways, check it out.
Wrong Missy is available on Netflix now.
Boom.
And speaking of Netflix, we're going to stay on Netflix for a little while longer.
So sorry.
Because we got 2 more movies to discuss.
All right, we're going. Well, no, let's go there.
Never mind. We're skipping Netflix for the moment, and we're going to
we're gonna mix it up here.
So this is one I wasn't sure she was going to get a chance to watch.
You just threw it on me.
I watched it, and then I really wanted her to see it because I think there's a lot to discuss here.
There is. I'm very excited.
I know it's more than what you thought you were walking into.
Oh, totally. I had no idea.
So if you don't know, DC Comics hasn't, and most people know they haven't fully lived up to their live action movies like Marvel has. But on the animated side, they rule the animated film market for the comic book stuff. For sure. So for years, I think it's been like 8 years or something they've been doing it. If you look at the review, I might have written it at the top. They've been building, they've had a lot coming up. Did I put the year? 2014. Okay, so since 2014, they started a shared DC animated universe.
Yes.
So they have random movies that come out like The Killing Joke and The Dark Knight Returns and those kind, and then they're separate. But then they have the ongoing films, which started with Justice League War. That was right around the time when the New 52 hit. If you don't know the New 52, it's literally DC Comics just rebranded, rebooted their entire comic book line, changed some things, looks, and all that kind of stuff. Not that important. So they basically, Justice League War introduced the characters. It was about the formation of the Justice League, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Cyborg, Flash, Green Lantern, those guys, and their first interaction with Darkseid. Over the years, they've made different Batman movies, Wonder Woman movies, Teen Titans movies. Then they made a Justice League Dark movie, which is all the magic and characters, Deadman, Constantine, Swamp Thing, Zatanna, all those characters, right? So now we have a new movie that is not only a sequel to Justice League Dark, it's the culmination of everything that has come forward as they've built it up, which is Justice League Dark Apocalypse War. So it's very much like the Infinity War, where Marvel characters fighting Thanos, but it's the DC characters fighting Darkseid. Yeah. And so this new, and all their movies, mind you, are either PG-13 or rated R. So language, violence, that kind of thing. So the new one is Apocalypse War, Justice League Dark. You have only seen maybe handfuls of some of the other ones sprinkled in.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of the other movies as you watched them, and I like them, and I do think in the DC world, the animated movies is where it's at for them. They haven't been able to be as successful in the live action. I don't know why.
Wonder Woman and Aquaman were massive hits.
Yeah, the other
ones were hit and miss. A lot of them made a lot of money, but were horribly reviewed.
Yeah,
I like them, but I get it.
We'll see. But yeah, this movie is like over the top. So it started off.
Mind you, if you want to see this, you don't have to watch the other ones.
No, you don't. I didn't watch the other. Maybe I did. I don't remember.
We didn't watch it before.
But I think I'm familiar enough because you'd been telling me about it and about the New 52 and about the different stuff. And
they have one scene in there where they kind of talk about, hey, because it kind of starts right in the middle of, hey, we're about to go to war. And it does make a quick throwaway line where it says, we faced him 2 other times. One was it caused the formation of the Justice League, which was the very first movie. And then another one, which I believe was one of the Teen Titans movies or something, or it might have been Justice League Dark. I don't remember. Let you know this is why we're going to war.
Yeah.
And that's where we're at.
Yeah. And so pretty much you start and there's like some blood and guts. And I'm like, okay, what is the rating on this? Is it animated?
And it's talking about people's arms being ripped off, blood splattering.
Yeah, and I'm like,
and I looked at her because I know about certain things and how she's going to react. If I do, like I said, I'd already seen it, which is why I wanted her to watch this.
Were you watching me watching the movie?
Sometimes, yeah. When I knew something was fixing to happen, it was going to be like, what? I looked at her, and like the first person that gets killed, she's like, and she doesn't look at me. She says nothing. She's just like, and she was working at the time too.
Because these are like major.
Yeah, these are major characters. These aren't like Blue Beetle, who's a throwaway character. He's a big character.
These are major characters.
And then she's like, she works sometimes when we're doing watching the movies, and she'll do like this, and she'll watch stuff. And I always know she's interested in the movie because then she's like, and then sometimes she'll lean back. So this one she goes, it's like a dog hearing a sound like.
Yeah, for sure.
And then she's like. Then she looked at me and she goes, what is this rated? Can they do that?
It's rated R.
And that's what I'm saying. It's right. The movie starts off and punches you in the face.
It's serious. And they're like, everybody's there, and I love that we get me some Constantine.
I know you love Constantine. That's the other reason I knew you love this.
Some John
Constantine has his own animated film too.
Okay, I don't know if I saw that one, but plug in your thing.
Yeah, keep going.
I loved it. Everybody that I know was there, and then even some characters that I think I've heard about, but I don't remember. And I mean, we start this, and you can tell everybody's already like weary, you know, because it's such a hard thing. This battle that's coming up.
Well, what I like is
and everybody's
they set up this battle, they take off to war, and then it just shows nothing.
Mm-mm.
And years later.
Yeah.
And then you see through various conversations and stuff, there's flashbacks to why and what happened. And
it's not
then you're
good.
Like, oh crap, things really did go horribly wrong.
Yeah, it's not good. I mean, because after the war, we come back to just a pan from Earth and we're panning in. I'm like, okay, the planet looks weird shaped. It's not the same shape as we're
Right.
used to. The
different colors.
The continent is not normal. And it's not. I mean, everything's kind of decimated. And that's where we pick up really with the main heart of the story is people kind of picking up from where they left off and trying to survive. And do we work together again? Do we not? People are
who's pissed? Who's mad because someone's dead? Who's mad because you were the reason we went to war in the first place?
There's regret. There's anger. There's all of these.
There's alcoholism.
Yeah. I mean, we're dealing with all of these issues, and
it's a heavy and kind of a depressing movie initially.
Yes, I'm saying there are some big issues in this movie, and then you get sucked in, and I'm like, wait, it's a cartoon. It's not. It's an animated feature.
It is, and what's cool is they've kept the same voice cast.
Yeah.
For the main character since the beginning, and while they're not the cast, she has her very specific. She likes Kevin Conroy, who was Batman the Animated Series, which most people classify as Batman.
That's just who I think of.
And he's done a few of them still, but. Jerry O'Connell is Superman in this series. Yeah. Jason Amara, I believe, is Batman. I think it's Rosario Dawson is Wonder Woman, isn't it?
So. Yeah, I think so.
So it's a great voice cast. You got Tony Todd, Candyman as Darkseid. But there's so many layers. There's like the way it works is it's focused on the Justice League, but then you have the Dark Justice League side with Constantine as a main focal point. You got a Teen Titan focal point with Raven. Yeah. Then you've got some of the Batman elements in there.
Yeah.
So it's really taken all the movies that we've watched and brought them together and created a different story. And literally nobody is safe in this movie.
No, which I like. I mean, because
and there's directions they go in certain things that you're like, okay, well that they're going to fix this, so they're going to do this. That's a given, but there's some things that don't.
Yeah, some things that they don't go back to normal, and I think that's what I liked about this and other TV shows or movies where they're not afraid to kill a main character or have them completely be changed forever, because that's how real life works. The happy storybook ending, yeah, that's great, but that's not how real life works. That's for your passive movie watcher that wants to just go be entertained. But I think if you really want to be engaged in a movie and you feeling like, okay, what is the outcome gonna be? How is this gonna affect you? I think if a movie affects you, it's a good movie, whether it be live action, animated, stop motion, whatever. And I think that's what I'm starting to love so much more about animated and your claymations and your thing, because they have the ability to really
stop
engage
motion,
you.
Not claymation.
Whatever, they're same thing. But like, you remember like those shorts when we were watching it during the award season?
And you were crying and
I was blubbering my eyes out, and one of them, the art style just looked like it was like chalk sketch movement, and I'm like, oh, this is the most moving 3 minutes of my life.
Yeah.
The one with the guy that had the dementia.
Guy, yeah.
That was so moving. So things like this, which you're like, oh, it's just a cartoon. It's not. It's that's more.
That's the thing is, I think is lost on a lot of people is there are so many different types of films, whether it's animated, whether it's, live action or stop motion or whatever you want to talk about it, whether it's a 3-minute short film or a 5-hour epic of some sort.
Yeah.
It can be just total drivel and mean nothing.
Yeah.
Or it can be one of the most powerful things you've ever seen. And it doesn't matter how long it is. You don't have to have 2 hours to punch you in the chest. It can hit you right away. Sometimes you watch something and it's super boring and all of a sudden the end circles and you're like, holy crap, I spent all this time with this.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, that's kind of like how Onward was. Even though it's emotional moments, you forget because you're having this adventure, and all of a sudden at the end it just slaps you.
I'm like,
It says, "This is a Pixar movie," and then you're crying.
Yeah, but that's what I liked about this. It was really engaging. I was invested, and it was bloody and violent, which I like in my movies. But I understand if you don't, just know that does happen, and know that some of your main characters are like ripped apart.
There's an aspect that's gonna piss my son off if he watches this.
Yeah. Oh, that got me too, and I was like.
But see, what's funny about that is that guides you because you understand the character, how it functions. Somebody else
But I'm like, oh my gosh, he just did that.
Yeah, because if somebody else watches it and doesn't know
what the whole
how that character works,
powers
they would just think sacrifice himself to do this, but not understand how many different little things just happened in that one moment.
Oh my gosh, that makes me want to go watch that other movie. But just know your main characters are ripped apart, whether it's physically or emotionally. These people are scarred. They are not okay. And I liked it. It is very dark.
It is. It matches the dark. And the dark tone is not necessarily because it's supposed to be a dark movie. It's because it's dealing with the dark arts.
It's doing some heavy. Well, yeah,
that's all dark part.
For me, it's dealing with some heavy.
They were supposed to be making a live action Justice League dark film that Guillermo del Toro was going to work on. But I think it's another one of those projects that just died. Now I've heard that they're supposed to be doing a TV series of it.
Yeah.
And of course, Matt Ryan says, "I want to play Constantine on that show."
That's Constantine, right?
Yeah,
the regular one.
He's Constantine everything. Yeah, he's Constantine on the show. He does the voice on the cartoons. He's Constantine everywhere.
Okay, yeah, he's
good.
I love him.
He's already been spit out there that he wants to do.
I liked that TV show.
I did too. It just wasn't in the right place.
Anyway,
he's on Legends of Tomorrow, and he said he wants to be in the Justice League Dark TV show. And they'd be stupid not to put him there, but who knows? They may not because they may want to keep it separate for some dumb reason.
No, they need to. They need to just put him there. Anyways, you should check it out. It's really good.
Justice League Dark, Apocalypse War. Again, you don't have to see the other ones, but if you do, it just makes it that much better because you understand some of the stuff that happens.
If you know your characters, you're good.
Yeah.
The other ones, the other series or set or movie that I liked was the Elseworlds one where they're in, where Batman is like a samurai or whatever.
Oh, the Batman Ninja.
Yeah, whatever that one was.
That was Batman Ninja.
Oh,
was it? Called the Elseworld stuff was my favorite Batman comics growing up because you have the Batman, Bloodstorm, Batman versus Dracula, and Crimson Dawn, which were all, or Crimson or whatever it is. They were all like a trilogy of Batman being turned into a vampire, and then being the undead, and then killing Dracula and whatever. And then you had they used that as a great element to throw Batman, mostly Batman. They did a few of the other characters.
Yeah.
It was mostly throw Batman in just whatever they wanted.
Yeah.
So like Gotham by Gaslight, which is actually, did you watch Gotham by Gaslight?
I did. That's the one
That's one with Jack the Ripper.
Yes.
So it's back
I thought you put Batman in the 1800s.
They have a Batman Western that Batman's more like a Zorro type character.
Oh, cool.
There's so many elements that they did with the Elseworld stuff with Batman. They could make movies all day.
I like all those.
From the Elseworlds. And that's how I've always looked at the DC movies and the Marvel movies, is I've always considered those like Elseworld stuff. So I don't get affected, and X-Men movies, I don't get affected by its connection to the comic so much.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, this is just a different universe, and so that's why this is different.
Yeah.
They
normally, I think overall, the writers or the script writer, they do a good job of trying to incorporate your basic storyline elements or big events that happen with the character, but then you also being creative and trying to.
But you also are dealing with rights issues for certain things.
Probably.
So like when you're say like the Infinity Gauntlet War, whatever saga stuff, that story's not accurate, but it follows the majority of it. There's characters missing that were supposed to be a major player to the story. The Planet Hulk stuff that they kind of squished into Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
So different story, but it works. A lot of the Hulk stuff because Universal owned the rights, so that's why they couldn't do a Hulk thing. And so there's a lot of elements.
And I like that first Hulk movie. I don't care if anyone else didn't.
You know what? The one with Eric Bana? I love that movie when it came out. It does not hold up.
Does it?
It drags now. So I think I loved it then because I wanted a Hulk movie.
Yeah.
And I got a Hulk movie and it was awesome.
Did you like the one with what's his name?
I liked the Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton. I think he got the shaft, but I also heard he was hard to work with.
He seems like he would be for some reason.
So it kind of bums me out because I think
I'm gonna go watch the very first one then.
Just Hulk.
Yeah.
And the problem with that movie too is it was Ang Lee being artsy. So he's trying to make a Hulk artsy movie and like a comic book, so it works, but it's just,
what's the best is a TV show. That's where it was at.
I love the Incredible Hulk movie. I think that works awesome.
Oh,
for the
well.
Abomination and everything else. But anyway,
Okay, so
all right, moving on. Justice League Dark, Apocalypse War is also available now on the Blu-ray and the DVD in digital
there you
from
go.
Warner Brothers.
The brothers.
All right, what else we going
Okay,
with?
next we're going here.
Can we go there or
Yes.
the Sledgehammer one?
No, we're going here.
Okay. So the next one was supposed to be released in theaters this weekend. But once again, the theaters are closed. And kind of early on, the beginning of this, they sold it to Netflix. And it's a kind of movie that kind of fits Netflix. I think it would have done well at the theater, but it fits well for the Netflix ideal. But it's a movie called
The Lovebirds.
starring
Kumail Nanjiani.
Kumail.
Kumail Nanjiani.
Yes.
I want to say it correct because he deserves that. Everyone deserves their name said correctly. And Issa Rae.
It's Issa.
Issa
I don't
Rae.
know for sure.
She has the most beautiful skin, hair, and teeth. She has the most beautiful smile.
And she's a great actress.
She's so good. I don't even care what you do.
She recently
I will
appeared
watch
in the
it.
movie The Photograph we talked about.
Yes.
Kumail is in everything else.
Yes.
He is going to be in he's also in the next one of the next Marvel movies, The Eternals.
Is he
So,
gonna buff up again?
That's what he buffed up for. That's what he was in. It was in the
it just hadn't come out?
yeah.
Because he's not as buff in this one.
No, well, you can see he's buff in this one
he's
because I think he
post-buff.
shot this one before.
Oh, did he?
So that's while transitioning.
Okay.
Because the one he's going to be in is the
Because
one
he's
that
thinner in this.
yeah, the one that the Eternals one is the one he's in that's got Selma Hayek, it's got Angelina Jolie, it's got him, it's got a whole bunch of people in it.
Anyway, sorry.
Anyway, it's called The Lovebirds. Hold on, you lovebirds. You know what that's from?
No.
I kept doing it through the whole movie.
I
But it's from the
don't
Three Stooges.
even-
And it's when the two are trying to get married and they keep hitting the priest and the minister in the head. He keeps getting knocked out. So he already had that funny voice, but he's always like this. And so he's like grabbing the two and he's like, hold hands, you lovebirds. And then he's not even holding the right people's hands. They're like,
Oh my
He goes,
gosh.
Anyway, the movie's about this couple. Initially they meet. They get all.
They have their meet cute.
Yeah, they get all giddy. There's a montage
We need a montage.
of their relationship. And then we jump ahead to, like every relationship, they have problems now. They've settled in with each other.
Yeah.
And then in the midst of going out somewhere, they get thrust in the middle of a crime. And then they are on the run of trying to not only clear the name, solve the crime, and enter in a bunch of shenanigans.
Bunch of shenanigans ensues, man.
Exactly.
Woo! What do we want to say about this movie other than I liked it? I thought it was funny. I thought it was heartfelt and sincere. There's some sad moments, because they're having some problems, but there's some funny moments. And I think I like overall that the movie takes place in New Orleans, because I think that creates a background or backdrop of its own that's very unique to the rest of the United
Right.
States, because there's so much craziness happening all the time that when this one thing happens,
Nobody even pays attention.
nobody's really paying attention.
Or if they are, they're like, oh, man.
And you feel like part of it, they're kind of like hiding out or on the run or trying to escape crazy people, but everybody's acting crazy. So I'm like, okay, this is a very heightened sense here, or heightened reality in the city.
My thing is, I enjoyed the movie. I thought it was funny. It did fall in the category of most of the funny stuff was in the trailer. There wasn't a lot of new, big, funny moments that we didn't already see. I also felt it was another kind of cliche.
Yeah.
Again, you knew exactly where it was all going to kind of go, and it wasn't a lot of stuff. But the movie works because of them, too.
Yes, they're good together.
Yeah,
they did really well.
Again, they have great chemistry. You believe they're a couple. You can tell when they like each other, you believe it. When they fight, you believe it. They're also both very funny.
Yes.
Again, I think they're both people that are not only good actors, but they also can not take themselves so seriously, so they can go all in. And she's the one I'm always concerned about, because she's done comedy.
Yeah.
But she's also does serious, and he's similar, but it was just one of those things that I wasn't sure how well they were going to click, and they did very well. They elevated a movie that could have been a throwaway straight to video type movie to making a movie that deserved to get a theatrical release.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think people more likely to watch it like this, obviously, because she has her own TV show. She's been in a bunch of different stuff. So,
and I like the other thing that's funny about it, not funny, haha, but funny, interesting, is that they're an interracial couple, but a minority couple. So some things that happen, they're like, we're two brown people. What are they gonna, I mean, it's a legitimate concern in a funny way. So I think they're shedding light on a serious issue in a funny way, which I
Well, and
like.
I thought it was funny. It was like she's talking about him at one point, the
Mm,
terrorist aspect.
yes.
And then he's talking about, well, yeah, but you're the black person, and and it's like neither one of them are being insulting,
But they're being
but they're
real.
fair. Like, we can't do this because look at you, you're this, and they're gonna think, and the only thing you don't have is your
And she's like, but you have a beard. They're going to think you're a terrorist. I mean, yeah. So
And
it's
he's
the
like,
whole thing.
Oh yeah,
I
it's
know.
funny. It's commentary on society
It's
and the way things
sad,
are,
but
but
funny.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and I don't think we never have that issue.
Which part?
Somebody's going to think you're a terrorist or.
I'm safe. You're screwed.
I'm with you, so that helps me.
I will turn you in.
I will use your white privilege to my advantage.
Why do I keep saying I have white privilege?
You're a white male in the United States of America.
Yeah, but I've been oppressed numerous times.
Have you?
Yeah, because I'm always with I'm never with white people.
I know.
So I keep
that's
getting
true.
oppressed. I need to start hanging out with white people.
No, don't, because they're crazy.
They are.
They're going to get you in trouble.
My best friend's Hispanic. My wife's Hispanic. My girlfriend's black.
Your
My-
girlfriend. What? Better not have no girlfriend.
I don't.
No, you're going to get hurt. Anyways, The Lovebirds, Netflix. So funny. You should
It
watch
is, and it, like I said, it works really well. I enjoyed it a lot, mostly because of them. My favorite part of the movie is still, and it's in the trailer, I was hoping it would expand a little, and it didn't, but I still love it. It's such a stupid line, but there's the same thing with her. If you once behind, what's the door? The bacon grease to the face. Mm-hmm. But it's Anna Kemp.
Yes,
her name from,
she's funny.
What is it? Pitch Perfect.
Pitch Perfect, and also from
Perfect
that
Comedy
show.
TV
yes.
series. But she's like, you went to bacon grease. He goes to it. She goes to the face because she got that exit. And so when he does it in the trailer, it showed the scene, and he's like, but he goes, I don't want bacon grease to my face.
It's so funny.
He tries to say it, and then he's like, take the grease. I was like, I just thought that whole setup was hilarious.
No, it was funny. It was a very funny movie.
It's one of those few comedy moments that you see in the trailer, and I still thought it was funny when I saw it in the movie.
It's more than what you think. I mean, you see kind of what happens in the trailer, but there's more, and there's a couple of layers to it.
Well, and I didn't think
the
trailer, I don't think, showed anything about them having a dysfunctional situation. Which,
no.
Which totally caught us off guard.
Yeah, because I'm like, okay. No, we didn't, but...
Which in turn adds to that storyline.
Yeah, but then there's a layer of some other secret things, and then another secret thing, and then they're on the run, but then that's another twist, and I mean, there's lots of layers, and it is funny.
It's a fun movie. It's worth checking out.
Yeah, so you should totally watch it.
So anyway, it's Lovebirds. It's on.
Take it from these lovebirds. Watch
your Lovebirds.
I'll hold your hand. Thank you. Check it.
But it's available now on the Flicks.
On the Netflix.
Netflix. Not to be confused with a neti pot.
I don't like that. I get freaked out about drowning, so.
So dumb.
I know. Okay.
If you drown in 3 foot of water, you deserve it.
No, I don't.
Or in 3 inches of water, excuse me.
I don't know how to swim.
You can stand up.
Well, maybe.
If you get swept by a tidal wave or something, okay. But people that drown in 3 inches of water or 3 foot of water that aren't small or unconscious, that's God cleaning house.
Wow. Wow.
All right. So the last one we're going to talk about for the most part, and we have some kind of side discussion, but the major one we're going to talk about is yet another Netflix movie.
Netflix was on point this week.
That I think was going to be, I don't think it was going to get a video, theatrical release. I think it was going to get more of a video type release, but I think it also got picked up on Netflix. But I was looking forward to seeing it because there was another actor playing against type, which is funny because his look is this type.
Yes, he should be doing these.
It's a movie called John Henry, starring the typically hilarious Terry Crews.
Yes.
Who is a gigantic man.
He is a very large man.
That most people know from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, The Expendables, and Everybody Hates Chris.
Mm-hmm.
All of which he plays kind of a lighthearted, funny character. Even Expendables, which is a heavy action movie, he always cracked jokes, and he was a tough guy, but he was funny.
Right.
John Henry is kind of a not a technically a remake or a new telling, but a kind of a twist on the John Henry legend, kind of an urban setting. I don't think they're trying to tell that John Henry story, but didn't they say in the movie that he's named after that?
Yes,
because that legend,
he's a big
whatever.
Man.
Yeah, so it's kind of playing up that ideal with the sledgehammer and his hammer and everything. But it's a kind of an urban action drama, if you would. It's not full action. It's more of a drama, but with hints of action and violence.
Yeah.
So I was hearing mixed reviews going into this one. I heard some people say it was horribly bad. I heard other people say it was great fun. They loved it. And we both watched it. As far as I'm concerned, I watched it because Terry Crews was in it.
Yeah, totally.
And he has nothing funny about him in this movie.
Mm-mm.
Very serious, very morose, very emotional, very silent. He says so much without saying words.
Yeah.
But what did you think of the movie?
Overall, I liked it. It was good. It's not a great movie. I don't think it would have been a big theatrical hit or blockbuster at all. I mean, I don't know that was the intention.
It kind of had a Walking Tall vibe.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But not as much action.
Yeah.
Like, I was surprised. I enjoyed the movie because it made me feel like, again, it is a kind of a cheese movie, but it gave me that vibe of like movies in the 80s and 90s. That action hero.
Yeah, a little old school.
I honestly thought it was going to be an action movie. I thought we were going to get a lot more fighting and ass whooping because I wanted Terry Crews to do that. And we don't. It's more of a drama with hints of action. The ending has a little more of the action. It's a more build up than anything. And then there's little ones thrust in, like at the beginning and then the middle and the end. And that comes from two things. I think one, being spoiled with action movies. Yes. And two, I see Terry Crews with a sledgehammer. I want to see him hit people with it.
Yeah. But it was more, I guess, a story movie. It was driven really by trying to tell his story. It may be a little story of redemption, the story of salvation for some people. And yeah, it's just, it was like a quiet drama, I guess. I mean, so if you're going in expecting a big, action this may not be it. There is a little bit of that.
Yeah, a friend of mine commented on when I posted my review that said it was a crap movie.
Oh,
which I thought it wasn't what I wanted.
I don't think it was. It was okay. It was a fine movie.
It was fine. But I think Terry Crews was awesome in it.
He did good.
I think he was very good. I think he really clearly cared about that role.
Yeah.
And put everything he had in the role, because there's a lot of emotional baggage he's got to carry in that movie.
That's what it is. It's a quiet drama. That's what I'm telling you. There's
to me, where it does fall apart is you have Chris Ludacris Bridges, who I'm a fan of his music. I like him in the Fast and Furious franchise. He felt out of place in this movie.
He didn't seem menacing enough for the character he was playing.
Well, and it's also that he has this weird thing on his face. It's metal prosthetic guard thing from clearly his injury.
Yeah, he was injured or something.
It almost put a comical aspect, like he was in a different movie.
Yeah, I agree. It didn't fit. I mean, they should have done something else, or just let us see some scarring or something.
Well, or at least make more other characters, or see why he has this thing on his face, or what else. I don't know if it was supposed to be symbolic to the railroad mentality. Because the whole John Henry with the railroad thing. I don't know if that's what it was. I was thinking it had
to do like he had gotten burned, and that's why.
Well, wasn't he in the flashback? Wasn't that the reason he got? Wasn't that him in the flashback?
I don't know.
Anyway.
I don't know. He just didn't.
It's weird. If you look at the poster, you can see him. He's in the background of the poster. He's got this weird metal plate that's a gold plate.
He just didn't seem right for that part.
Yeah, I think he would have been fine for the part if he had just played
something
kind of more of
to be a little.
I hate saying it like this, but played more of a stereotypical gangster, drug dealer, mob boss-ish type.
Yeah.
Then he was trying to be less is more.
Yeah, but it was not.
And then he was trying to be menacing because he carries his torch around, a acetylene torch, and the thing on the face is what threw me, because it just didn't fit the rest of the movie.
Well, and you don't really find out
anything
why, and it just didn't go.
Yeah, because the rest of the movie is just very urban. And I love all things gang members, whatever. If you give me the hood, I'm in. Yeah. And so I was all in, and then they showed him, I'm like...
Yeah, he just didn't match. That was the only thing that was odd.
But
everything else worked.
The other thing that I thought was cool, but it totally didn't make any sense why it was there. I mean, it makes sense because DJ Quick, who I love, is an iconic rapper from back in the day. He did a lot of the music, if not all the music, for the movie. It's on the poster, too. It says with new music from DJ Quick, or music by DJ Quick. But then there's this random montage scene where DJ Quick appears.
Yeah.
Or somebody just wanted to take a picture with him. Because I told you, I didn't hear the guy say, "Hey, can I take a picture with him?" I told him, like, "Holy crap, there's DJ Quick." And she's like, "Oh, well, that explains why he wants to take a picture with him."
Yeah.
But it was just kind of I think they were trying to show LA.
Yeah.
And then it cut away. I think it was more of a like, look, man, you're doing the music. You want to be in the movie?
Maybe.
But
so.
I thought DJ Quick was going to show up later for something else.
Okay, this is so random, but if you had a gang, why would you be like, hey gang, let's all wear all white? Let's get real dirty.
That's the thing, is different gangs, they have their different outfits and clothing. But
why white? That is going to get dirty.
And
you're going to spill food on yourself.
See, I'm glad you mentioned that's a different thing that threw me off, because usually the white has a reason. So like the boss would be all white too.
Yeah.
And in this case, he's wearing like a dark color and then everybody else is white.
They're all wearing white track suits. That don't make no sense.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get some taco grease or
and he seems easily willing to turn on his own people, but then expects them to still follow him. Like there's a scene at the end of the movie where he's...
I think that's all.
I know, but the way it was handled, I think, is because there's a scene at the end of the movie where he's fixing to take someone out. Something else happens, so he's like, you go take care of that. And they're like,
nah.
Why would I take care of that for you all of a sudden? And you keep... And then even later on, interacts with that same character again, you're like, take this fool out. I'm like, why would you think you were... And they say it in the movie. It's like, you're so... Even they know that aspect is ridiculous. Like, why would I help you? You were going to kill me 5 minutes ago. But now since you're in trouble, you think I'm going to suddenly help you?
No.
Because then you're just going to kill me after this is all over.
Exactly.
I'm like... And then that person went to help them. And I was like...
The other thing that I liked, which is so bizarre and random, but I liked all the hoes at the beginning of the movie. That one lady's over there counting her money.
Okay, no, I have to tell you what she said. It was the best line ever.
So
out of left field. We weren't having a discussion about prostitution's rights to be legal and the safety of women or any of that kind of stuff.
That's where I'm
Which
going.
we both agree with, that we think prostitution should be legal strictly for safety and regulation purposes and stuff like that.
Give those ladies some health care. They deserve it.
And if a woman wants to do something with her body, that's her business. This woman just goes, I support the hoes.
I do.
And I'm like,
I have a soft spot.
No, that's right. I have a soft spot for hoes. You would think you would say something like, I have a soft spot for the prostitutes or the female. She's like, I have a soft spot for the hoes. And I was just like, what?
I do.
And I'm like, I'm going to bite on that one. What do you mean?
Not that, these poor women, you don't know their circumstances or what they're in.
Again, I don't. And if once she explains it, it's so much more deep. It's so much deeper, where she talks about, there's so many people that are
maybe
kidnapped.
They actually need career
Well, there's
training
also people that are kidnapped. They're forced into it.
And that's brought up in the movie.
And that's what she's really referring to more so than that. But when you just say, I have a soft spot for hoes, it's like, I'm like, what? It's like saying the cat belly hair.
No, because you know what happens is children and women are the most exploited group of people, and we need to be doing what we can to help them.
I agree.
Not seeing some women on the side of the street and be like, ugh. No, like ask them, like, do you need help? What do you need? Because we don't know their circumstances or how they got there. And
you listen to her because she has a soft spot for the host.
I do, man. Let's give them some career training. Let's give them some health care.
But you also have to understand that there's some of these women that they want to do that. They enjoy doing that. And that's my problem with it, is that's their prerogative. If they like it,
it's my prerogative.
It's just like not every stripper is stripping because they ain't got no choice.
No, they're trying to work their way through medical
school. Some of them like the amount of money they can make. Some of them people are just super sexual and they enjoy being sexual.
No, I think it's about the money, though, too.
Oh, I'm sure that has to do with it, but it's the same thing with the porn industry. You might think it's disgusting and be against it.
It's about the money.
But not every porn star has been forced into porn or being degraded. The thing I hate most about, since we're talking about the hoes and whatnot, is like kind of like you were saying, people looking down on them and people are like, oh, that poor lady. Well, sometimes it's not that poor lady. Sometimes that's what they want to do. And it's not always that's their only option.
No.
There are elements of people saying, look, I like to have sex. I like to do this. And if I can make money in it, why not? Because most people are giving that crap away for free and getting nothing out of it.
We don't know. Anyway, so
it is what it is.
There you go.
John Henry, it's a decent...
We went in a weird tangent.
Because you have a soft spot for hoes.
I do.
John Henry's a decent little action flick or drama.
It's a drama.
It's like I said, there's a long time period in there where it's kind of slow because you're dealing with the buildup of the character's history and the people that he's trying to help and whatnot. The action I wish had been more substantial.
Yeah.
It's very quick when it does happen. It's pretty bloody, but it's cut off, and it's like, I think the movie couldn't figure out exactly what it wanted to be.
Yeah.
And I think it's good. It's a good stepping point that I would love to see him play this character and now be like, if we get to see him in the future, now he walks around the streets cleaning up his neighborhood. There's a new drug and they know John Henry's here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I think there was kind of a setup for that because there's a dialogue he has with a little kid, and he's just like, "I'm John Henry," you know, and it's like it's setting that up. So I don't think we'll get a sequel, but I would love to see him get a little more meat.
Yeah.
You know, but it is what it is. It's on Netflix now. John Henry.
Check it out if you have time. All right.
And circling back to The Wrong Missy, it was like the #1 movie on Netflix for a while.
Was it?
For like the month or something. Yeah.
Wow.
So, all right. You got anything else you want to talk about, or is that it?
Yeah. I got to talk about what else I watched this week.
Oh, okay. It's hot in this room, man.
It is hot in this room. We also have extra lighting on us today. So we're going to have to put a fan up in here. Do we have a fan?
I have my little one that I don't use, and then we're back using it.
All right. So we have another movie that came out on the Paramount's Presents.
I'm going to tell back because I'm not part of this one.
Paramount's Present label. This is now movie number 4, Flashdance.
What were our last 3 movies?
Our last 3 movies were To Catch a Thief. I also watched, hold on, don't tell me. What did I watch? I watched To Catch a Thief.
Can't believe you don't remember the other one we watched because you really wanted to watch it.
Elvis, King Creole. And then you watched one.
Fatal Attraction.
Fatal Attraction. And now here we go with Flashdance from 1983.
And upcoming, I believe, Airplane is one of the next ones.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, so Flashdance tells the story
Did you show the poster
of that hard little working welder girl. Now, that's from Google, the Google movie.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, so it is another one in the series that has the cool poster on the inside. If you open up the case, let me show it to the class. Here you go, children. And it says, "Take your passion and make it happen." So Flashdance, 1983, Jennifer Beals. And what's the dude's name? I always forget.
Michael Nouri or something like that?
Yes. Okay, so overall, I've seen Flashdance several times. I really have. But
were you trying to convince me or you
no? I'm just saying in general. I've seen it several times, and I think the thing that sticks with me are kind of the most iconic scenes, which is the water, her workout at home where she's like.
The dances in that movie are weird.
And then that's what I was gonna say. Other than those main things, the dance with Cynthia Rhodes, and then her audition at the end, and her friend going to be a stripper, which are the kind of the main things that I remember. Everything else is not really all that great. It's okay. It's an okay movie. Yeah, a lot of her dance scenes are just weird. Like, they don't make sense. They're very artsy fartsy.
I walked in while you were watching it, I think, like 3 times.
It's all weird.
And every time I walked in, I think I even said to someone, I was like, there's weird-ass dances in this movie.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen that movie all the way through.
Have you not?
I've seen pieces of it. I don't think I've ever seen
I've watched it a couple of times. And that, when we get
I'm a Jennifer Beals fan, but I watch her in the L Word.
When we get to some of the dances, I'm like, yeah, this is just weird. So, anywho, you should check it out. It's iconic, and I do think you'll miss a lot of cultural references if you don't have this as your basis. I mentioned there are parodies of it, like it showed up in Shrek.
There's been a Family Guy, everything you can think of. They've done something.
Jennifer Lopez did a video doing the whole workout scene and then got in trouble because she didn't ask for the rights to it, and she was wearing the same outfit and got in trouble. What I don't like about the movie, it's actually based on someone's real life, and this lady got paid like $3,000, and that was it.
That's how it was back in the day.
I know. I also don't like that Jennifer Beals didn't really do any of the big dancing. She did a lot of little close-up spins and stuff, but she didn't do any of the major dancing.
Really? I didn't know that. I think I asked you that while you're watching, and you're like, I don't know, but I'll know when I watch the bonus feature.
I will. And I don't like, and this is such a Hollywood thing, that her and the leading man have such a big age difference. She was, nah, not okay. He could have been her daddy, and that's not all right.
Well, that's
what you're into.
It doesn't seem to be as common now, but back then.
It is totally.
No, it is. But I mean, it's less like it than it was like then.
I mean, and I had the same issue with To Catch a Thief. Poor girl was 20 years
old.
That's what I'm saying.
And
he was 50.
It seems to be. It's not a fixed issue. What I'm saying.
It is.
But it doesn't seem to be as a prominent issue like it used to be.
It is a big issue. It just happened in something else we watched.
I know it is still an issue. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying, but if you go back and watch all the movies from the 80s. Well, it's probably 60s to the 80s. That's always an issue.
Mm-mm.
So it's not.
It's not
I'm not
okay.
saying it's okay. You're arguing a point that I'm not disagreeing with, but I think the change of it. There's still a lot of changes that need to be done.
Yeah.
But I think it's less common now because they seem to be, not because of the changes in Hollywood, because obviously women are still screwed over, but they seem to be changing them based on the stories now. So like a lot of the characters can't be the older, like characters like this, they didn't seem to care sometimes of how old somebody was.
Yeah.
They just wanted this guy because he was a good actor, and you're this girl because she was sexy.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with sometimes talent, or they didn't look and say, you two look good together. They like, your box office, you will be box office. And that's kind of how they did it.
So that's where they went. But anyways,
as soon as you turn 30, you're now become somebody's mother.
Okay. Well, you do need to watch Flashdance. It's an important movie to know. So, and it's in the Paramount Presents collection. And you do need, I think everybody does need to watch it at least once. Yes, because you need to understand the references, and it's important. I think it's an important movie, and I mean, I think that's why they picked it as one of their collections.
Did you know that the director, you know what other movies he's directed?
What?
Fatal Attraction in 9.5 weeks.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
So it explains kind of
how that got
Then it made me wonder, did he direct all these movies we're putting out?
Anyways, check out Flashdance. It's available now, obviously, on the DVD and the Blu-ray.
Cool. So talking about things coming out, because I guess that's going to be it now, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff coming out. One of them that already came out this week that I just want to bring up because I thought this movie was fun. Didn't think I had no interest in really seeing the movie other than Jim Carrey. But Sonic the Hedgehog is now out on Blu-ray and DVD, and this movie's fun. I don't care what you say. And it's got some bonus stuff. But some of the bloopers it has building Robotnik with Jim Carrey. I really want to watch to see how he develops the character. But it's a fun little movie, and it comes with a little comic book as well. It says Sonic's Next Adventure. I'm assuming it's part of the comic. See, like The Adventures of Sonic and Donut Lord. I don't know what that is. Maybe that's
I don't know, but we'll watch that and find out.
We have that. Also, we have a contest on our site that is ending this week. It's a short-term one. It went up last week. It's ending this week. All these movies came out this week. We have a Tom Cruise 4K collection that includes the Top Gun on 4K. Make sure I'm looking which one I'm looking at. Days of Thunder on the 4K. And War of the Worlds on the 4K. The contest actually gets you all three of these.
Cool.
Which ones of this is your favorite of this three?
I actually liked the story of War of the Worlds, and so I would pick that. Then I would pick Top Gun. Is that what that was?
Yeah.
And then I've never seen the race car one, I don't think.
Well, Days of Thunder is my favorite one.
Is it? Well, I love Days of Thunder. I've never seen that one.
I hate Nicole Kidman, but I love Days of Thunder. Well, here's the thing: is I was never a Top Gun fan. I was never a Tom Cruise fan. I hated Tom Cruise growing up. I had a friend that was I had a friend that was in love with Tom Cruise. It was a girl, and my best friend is gay. I don't think he was in love with Tom Cruise though. But but I never understood his appeal. I didn't think he was a good actor. I thought his movies were crap. I didn't understand why people love Top Gun. I didn't understand why people like Days of Thunder. I didn't understand why people like anything Risky Business. I didn't understand any of it. I was like, why? Cocktail, Color of Money. I just wanted to punch everybody that talked about Tom Cruise. I didn't get it.
Yeah.
And it was Jerry Maguire was the first Tom Cruise movie I saw, and I was like, okay, I liked him in this.
Yeah.
And I've liked him in everything since, give or take a few things.
Right.
And so when I revisited movies over the years, I realized of all the movies that he had made of the old ones back in the day, I had watched Days of Thunder a bunch of times. And I don't know what, I still to this day don't know why. But I think Days of Thunder is just a better movie.
Yeah.
I now have a new appreciation for Top Gun. I've rewatched it actually twice because they put out a 30th anniversary or whatever anniversary a couple of years ago that we watched.
Yep.
Then I didn't rewatch it this time, but I rewatched for something else. And we're going to be rewatching it when Top Gun Maverick comes out finally later this year, in theory. War of the Worlds, I always liked. That came out in that span of all the Tom Cruise movies I liked.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure how it was going to hold up, and it holds up really well. But Days of Thunder, I have to tell you, I really dug it. I did sit and rewatch Days of Thunder because I hadn't watched it in a couple of years. And I'm like, you know what? This is a damn good movie. I really like this. But I forgot that Michael C. Riley is in this movie, too. He's one of the pit crew guys.
Oh, okay.
The stepbrother guy with Will Ferrell. And I always forget Michael Rooker is in this movie, too. As one of the other races that they hate. So anyway, we're giving away all three of these in a prize pack. Go on our website at
HollywoodMatrimony.com.
And see, you don't get these because these are mine.
There you go.
But we're giving away. I think we still have a SpongeBob giveaway up there too from one of the DVDs. So that's going to end as well pretty soon. I think that's it.
All right. Coming out on the line. Streaming this week, we have The High Note with Tracy Ellis Ross. It's the one where she's like some big music singer star and things
Dakota
happen.
Johnson.
Yeah.
Ice Cube.
Yeah. So we need to watch
We're going to watch that one.
Also,
Debt Collectors, I cannot wait.
Debt Collectors.
You know why?
It just says crack skulls and breaking bones.
You know why? This Debt Collectors is actually a sequel to The Debt Collector.
Oh.
And it's directed by Jesse V. Johnson, who does a lot of martial arts flicks.
Okay.
But it's got Louis Mandylor and Scott Adkins in it.
Oh, well, it's Scott Adkins.
And guess
We're
what?
watching it.
We have a screener of it.
We do?
I have a digital screener, so we can watch the first one, and then you can watch the second one with me if you'd like.
All right. Coming out on Prime Video, we have The Vast of Night. Don't know anything about this except it's 1950s, One Fateful Night in New Mexico.
I didn't watch another one.
Who
New Mexico's
knows?
in it.
We'll see. Also streaming online is For We Are Many. It's a collection of short horror films, so I think we should watch that. It looks interesting.
All right.
Don't know. We'll see. Anyways, that's what's happening on the line.
There was something else coming out, too. Oh, the other things that are coming out. Sorry, I didn't finish telling you what else was coming out. The Invisible Man is hitting Blu-ray and DVD this week. The new one.
Oh, cool. I like
We
that
really
movie.
dug that one. Shout Factory
Chat.
is putting out Escape from L.A.,
Oh,
which is not a very good movie, but
okay.
it's a sequel. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it's a sequel to Escape from New York.
Okay.
Have you even seen Escape from New York?
I
With
want to think
Snake
I
Plissken?
did, but I don't remember.
Come on,
Maybe
sister. It's not a very good single. They're releasing Zombie and Maniac on 4K.
Not. Okay.
So those are coming out this week. I'm hoping I'm going to get copies of them, but I don't know because I don't know the state of sending things out.
Yeah.
Invisible Man I supposedly have coming on the way. I don't know about Escape from LA and Zombie and Maniac, but they're all interesting films.
Okay.
And then there's some other stuff coming out like Before the Devil Knows You're Dead, and I think it's a documentary. I think it's called Reflections of the Living Dead. It's
No.
about that
That
stuff.
seems
And there's
interesting.
various things coming out.
Okay. Well, there you go.
It's getting shorter and shorter because of all the
Corona.
Here's what baffles me about studio stuff right now. I know they're not working as much,
Yeah.
and I know some of them are finally getting back to it. But what baffles me, because we're not getting as much product as we used to, and I'm not upset because I'm not getting free stuff. I'm not upset at all about it. It's a bummer because some of it's because of stuff I wanted, but I don't mind buying stuff. That's not the issue. It's confusing to me how they're still shipping it all to the stores, but there's nobody shipping it to the press.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it may be an order thing. They may be their distribution company because all these movies, like say, I don't know, like Sonic, like I asked for it, they sent it. Paramount still sends everything out. They haven't stopped.
Yeah, they've been sending stuff.
Universal has just started sending stuff again to press, but like Warner Brothers has officially stopped sending anything. Like Justice League Dark, Mortal Kombat, Harley Quinn, all these things that have come out in this time period have all been digital copies.
Yeah.
And not even copies, just digital screeners. They're not sending me a digital copy to add to Movies Anywhere or whatever like they have on some things. And it's like they're still at the stores. I could drive to Target and buy it.
Yeah.
So it's baffling on how that works. But who knows how the actual studio works.
Yeah.
Because some of them, the person mails it to it. So it has Shout Factory, it has the person's name on it that sent it to me.
Yeah. Directly.
So they told us they're not shipping anything. And then all of a sudden we had something show up and I contacted them and like, well, it's on a case-by-case basis. So I don't know if maybe it has to do with what
You made the
product
cut, buddy.
Yeah, or I don't know if it has to do with the product being released or, you know, if it's in the house, if it's not, who knows. The whole thing's weird.
Don't know, man.
I'm ready for it to kind of, I want safety for the world, but I also want my stuff back.
Yeah, I just want to go out and like have a big date night, like dinner and a movie. And
You know
I know
what-
that's selfish
You know what's
sounding.
weird is I would not be upset if the whole movie thing became a home thing and that was the new normal.
You watch it all at home.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I love going to the theater.
I love the experience of being in the theater.
I love the theater. I don't like the people that you'd have to deal with sometimes, but I like.
I want to go buy my popcorn.
I like that. I
and sit
do
in my
like all that, but
chair
I
and-
wouldn't be upset to a step because there's really
I would.
only a handful of movies that I have to see in theater, and they're always the big epic movies.
Yeah, well, those I want to see in IMAX or Dolby or
Yeah,
something.
but you know now the sound systems at homes and
I
the
guess
TV
we have
size
to
at homes.
invest in making a home theater room.
Well, we kind of already have our living room is.
I know, but
loud.
I need my rumble seat.
She
like
yells
I do in
about our
Dolby.
TV being too loud in the living room with our rumbling and bass and.
But I need a chair that.
But then she wants to
rumbles.
go to the movie with the loudness.
But they have popcorn there.
I can make you popcorn.
Okay.
Anyway, I don't get me wrong. I want to go back to the theaters and I like the experience.
Safety first.
Yeah, I like the experience.
We
But
get it. Safety
it'll get
first.
back
But
there
we'll go
eventually.
back.
we're gonna see because July is when Tenet is coming out.
Yeah.
And Tenet is Warner Brothers is.
That thing is looking crazy. I don't even understand.
Have you seen the new trailer?
Yeah.
The
Well,
one
no, I
that
saw
just
a
came out this
thing.
week?
No, I didn't
Okay.
watch it yet. But they're like, it'll make you either more confused or you'll.
Well, the
get
new
it.
trailer, I think I haven't sat
I
through the whole
don't
thing on
even
purpose, so I
know.
wanted to watch it with
I'll
you.
watch it right now.
But I've heard they said that it kind of gives a little more, but then it adds more confusion.
Yeah, I'm more confused.
But it is one of the only films that has held its firm date for July 17th, I think it is. So in theory, that's going to be the movie that opens.
What about Mulan? Wasn't Mulan?
Mulan got moved to July. It was supposed to be on May.
Oh. Okay.
A lot of stuff like
So
we should
Tenet's
already
the only one
we
with
should already
real
been watching
dates.
Fast and Furious 9 by now, and it's not next year. So Wonder Woman was supposed to be coming out. A lot of it got moved to the end of the year.
Yeah.
Some of it got to move next year. Like the new Saw movie was already supposed to be out.
I'm
That one's
excited
of
about that.
all the things that didn't come out. That is the only one that hurt me because I love those films.
I've been waiting for Mulan.
And me and my daughter both love the Saw movies together, and so we always see them together. And you still haven't seen Jigsaw, so we
I
gotta watch
haven't.
that.
I'm behind. I want to watch all of them again.
That's fun. And we were doing that. We had a whole marathon planned.
Yeah, and then
And
we're
then-
like, well, all right.
They made the announcement
didn't
it's not coming
happen.
out until 2021, and even the director David Boseman posted, "Well, I know today everybody should have been watching." I'm like, "No, come on, you're hurting my heart."
Yeah,
But at least we have Leslie Jordan on Instagram.
there you go. What do y'all do?
Well, shit.
Mhm.
Anyway. All right.
All right. Well, thank
That's
you so
it.
much for watching this week's episode of Hollywood Matrimony Live. Please check out our website. This man works tirelessly to bring you new content every single day.
No appreciation.
Don't forget to go up to the top and push that contest button for free stuff. Thank you for watching us on Facebook. Thank you for watching us on YouTube. You can also find us on Instagram and Twitter at Hollywood Matrimony.
That's right. And I know. I've had some people ask. We have not been able to be doing our other shows. Things have been chaos in the world and in life. We've had some life situations, but we've also just had things in the way. Hopefully this week we can change it. If we can do the debt collector, we'll do it
We
for
might get back to normal.
Movie Monday. Because maybe we can watch something since you'll be home tomorrow with the holiday. You can be on Movie Monday with me tomorrow.
Okay.
So
And things have been crazy. I know a lot of people are just quarantined stuck at home. I've still been working like 50,
I'm
60
still
hours
teaching,
a week. So my
I'm-
schedule hasn't changed.
Yeah, I still have art deadlines. I'm still teaching virtually, so I'm
there's
still teaching 10 classes
it's
a
just
week.
been more complications because of
Yeah.
everything that's going on. And so, yeah.
Well, my big issue with doing the shows that we do by ourselves is I have to take this setup down and go reset up for my classes.
Yeah. See,
And
it's
like,
hard.
sometimes I'm like, just leave the class setup because I'm going to have to go back to that. So
Yeah.
I do a class in the morning on Monday, for instance. Then I got to take it down to come in here and do a show. Then I got to go set it back up because then I do back-to-back classes.
Yeah.
So it's just introduced. And having time to watch stuff in between those classes has been a little bit harder.
It's harder right now.
You would think it'd been easier. I really thought this was going to make it where we could just come through it. But now it's been, 3 weeks? We haven't done a couple of those shows. But
I know. We need
We're
to
gonna
I have a
attempt-
list of things. I
we're
wanna
going to
talk about.
attempt once again tomorrow. Hopefully we can do a dual feature of Martial Arts Movie Monday tomorrow. Hopefully we'll be back on Tuesday to do TV Tuesdays. But have no fear if we're not. We will definitely be back on Sunday next week for a new episode of Hollywood Matrimony Live.
Yes.
And hopefully, I don't know, maybe it'll be the same thing. Hopefully we won't have as many issues starting off like we did behind the scenes getting into this. It is hot as hell in this room. Anyway, so make sure you click the subscribe button here. Go like us on other pages. And we thank you all. Be safe, be happy, and above all else, wear your mask and be nice to people.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal, man. It's not taking your rights away. Just
Don't be a joy.
might make other people just feel better.
There you go.
In reality, sometimes you should be looking at other people, not just yourself. Be nice,
No.
be kind.
Well, now you're just asking too much.
I know.
All right.
Anyway,
thank you so much for
love
watching.
you all. Peace and
Click,
love.
like, subscribe, do all those things. Go to the website. Thank you.
Peace and love. Boy. You just knocked a whole bunch of pillows down.
I did.